Welcome to MyLITV. From Manhasset to Montauk, we have traveled our communities to bring you the following events. I'm your host, Waldo Cabrera. MyLITV starts now.
We're a fresh fish market. We do retail and wholesale. I've owned it 26 years, and we sell a lot of fish out of here. We got a lot of happy customers locally, and we get people from different towns coming here for our fish. You know, and it's all fresh stuff. We fillet it here. We buy it every day, and we have a really good turnover. You know, it's a very fun business. Yeah, I always wanted to be self-employed. You know, and it just seemed like a fun kind of business, you know, dealing with a lot of people, and I always liked fishing. You know, I liked seafood all the time, so I had the opportunity. I knew somebody that was selling it, and I actually came in here with my mother, you know, back 26 years ago. I think I was 23 at the time, and I knew nothing about fish. I took a two-month leave of absence from my job to see if I could learn fish and do fish, and I did, and I loved it, you know, ever since. I still get excited in the morning to come in every day, you know, which not many people could say. We built the business up tremendously, you know, by carrying really fresh stuff. I hired Brett, who's a chef. You know, he went to the Culinary Institute of America. So we, you know, have now not only the fresh fish and the wholesale, but we have a lot of oven-ready stuff, and we do catering on site, which is a lot of fun. We buy a lot of lobsters from Maine and Canada right now. You know, we have a few local fishermen that we'll buy from over the summer, although they're not really producing that much these days. You know, we could hold about maybe 4,000 or 5,000 pounds, and we sell a ton of them. It's a lot of maintenance for the tanks. You know, we have two giant filters that filter the water, and a big chiller to keep the water cold. And but they are delicious, so we do sell a lot of them. You know, the best way really is to just steam them. You know, 15 minutes, full steam. It's nice and easy. You're not going to overcook them or undercook them. You know, so that's really the easiest way to do it.
This is a tank that holds most of our lobsters. It's controlled by a certain temperature to keep them alive and healthy. And this is one of our lobsters. This is a Maine lobster. You can tell it's a female by the tail. And it is a hard shell, meaning that it's full of meat. See? You can't squeeze it. It's all meat. Female lobsters have bigger tails for the roe, and they don't have spikes. Male lobsters have spikes that go down. Females also have smaller claws than males.
Also, if the females, you know, twice or three times a year, they'll drop eggs, and they'll hold their eggs under this wide tail. That's kind of why it's so wide like that, and there'll be millions of eggs caked on it. They're little green, like caviar looking things. And when they have the eggs like that, you have to put them back as well. It's illegal to catch or possess one. You know, we check all our stuff really good. We make sure the gauge size, you know, the legal size, the lobster's legal size to keep, and we make sure that there's no eggs under the tail, you know, or else we send it back.
I started out dishwashing and then prep guy in restaurants, but then I actually went to the Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, upstate. I started to make crab cakes, and I needed to find a place to sell them, and I knew Eric through the business. I used to buy fish from my restaurant there, and he actually gave me the opportunity to start making the crab cakes in his facility. We became a nice team together, and he hired me, and now I make some prepared food for him, and we also do catering and things like that. We actually call it heat and eat, where I make it where you just got to heat it up, and 20 minutes later out of your oven it'll be done, and you'll have a nice fresh seafood dinner. This is one of our popular dishes here. This is actually a sushi grade tuna, and all I do to it is I sesame seed crusted, or I actually peppercorn crusted. This one is actually sesame seed crust, and I just sear it off with the sesame seeds, and that's all it is. This is a sea scallop that we have, our fresh sea scallops, and we wrap this with a maple cured bacon, and we just put a toothpick through it to keep the bacon attached. We would usually recommend about a 6 to 8 ounce portion of fish per person, which this piece would be more than big enough for one person. This is our seafood salad, which we have in there fresh crab meat, fresh shrimp, fresh scallops, and fresh calamari. And we toss it with a little light vinaigrette, little garlic and little shallots, and a little squeezed lemon on top. We'll cook up some lobsters time to time, and we make a fresh lobster salad, which is always available all year round. And it's just tossed with a little bit of mayonnaise, salt, pepper, and shallots, and a little touch of lemon at the end. This is our salmon and Cruded pastry dough. And to cut it open, let me just show you. You would buy it and heat it up in your oven. And after like 20 minutes, You would have beautiful salmon. We have julienne vegetables in there with some fresh crab meat. And that makes a beautiful dinner. These are actually our lump crab cakes. If you came in to order these, you would ask for Chef Brett's crab cakes that we've been serving now for about 10 years.
We make everything here. We do it the old-fashioned way. We shuck the clams, chop them, clean them, make the soup. We make a stock for everything. You know, it's not like canned soup. You really got to make a base for soup, which is hard because, like with lobster biscuit, you got to boil the shells to get that real, true flavor. You know, so that takes a lot of time, and a lot of places won't use any kind of a stock in it. You know, and as far as the clam chowder, we shuck the clams. We're using fresh clams that were live, so that really gives it a lot of flavor.
I come here because Eric has the best fish, and he has Ernie and he has Pietro here, and they always help me. And I've been coming here for years, and he has a wonderful selection of fish. And when I want something special, he'll get something special for me. And it's a really nice, friendly atmosphere with fresh fish. And we eat a lot of fish. Sturgeon, fresh sturgeon. It's a fish. It's a fish, and it's an excellent fish. A lot of people eat sturgeon when it's smoked, but you can eat it fresh, and it has a very high fat content. It's very, very delicious. Everybody should get it and try it. I think it's incomparable. It's so delicious. I do.
I always ask a lot of questions, so they're very informative, and their crab cakes are really good. So I get anything here. Just trying to eat healthy, getting married in August, so, you know, trying to slim down.